pour ici construire une démocratie dans notre pays.
I want every revolutionary in this hall to respond to the battle cry as I lead the cry of Africa.
Et donc, je voudrais que vous répétiez après moi pendant que je fais ce cri de révolution africaine.
Amanda! Amanda! C'est quoi African freedom? C'est quoi? If you don't answer the battle cry, you are against the success of Africa. C'est quoi? Amanda! 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 Boakai siya badoa. Boakai siya badoa. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Merci, Monsieur le Président. Merci.
So, the next in history,
Et donc, comme on le dit dans l'histoire,
they say this continent is a sleepy giant.
c'est un géant dormant. On va réveiller le géant dormant.
Our convergence here today,
Et donc, ici, aujourd'hui,
as it was in the old days,
et nous allons passer toute la journée.
this was the refuge place of the African liberation struggle.
Et ça, c'est la guerre pour la révolution africaine.
So on a Monrovia consensus today,
Et avec ce consensus à Monrovia aujourd'hui,
we will wake this giant up.
nous allons réveiller ce géant dormant.
The giant that they say is sleeping
Ce géant qui dit qu'il dort,
is going to be awakening in Monrovia today.
et nous allons le réveiller à
So
Monrovia
this
aujourd'hui.
program is commissioned as the Monrovia Consensus for Awakening Africa.
Et donc, ce programme aujourd'hui à Monrovia, c'est le consensus de Monrovia pour réveiller l'Afrique.
At this moment, with no time to waste,
Et pour ne pas perdre de temps,
we'd like to call on the secretariat team
et nous allons appeler l'équipe de
of
secrétariat
YDUA,
de YDUA
who will do a documentary video presentation.
et qui vont faire ici un documentaire de vidéo.
After consultation,
Et après consultation stratégique,
there is a tactical skip.
il y a quelque chose, il y a tétanos.
Forward, 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 forward. Viva, 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 Mama Africa, viva. Yes. So at this time, we'll transition to the next item on our agenda, which will be a president of YDUA.
Et donc, nous allons maintenant aller directement au discours du président de YDUA.
Sorry.
Ansari.
The president for after tactical consultation again.
Et après consultation technique,
We transition.
nous avons changé.
Africa moving too much in Monrovia today. So we got information that the president
Et
is being
avec
represented
l'information,
by the vice president,
maintenant le vice-président
the honorable vice president YDUA.
et le vice-président de YDUA.
It is my pleasing honor.
Là.
It is my pleasing honor to invite you on this podium.
Et donc, c'est un honneur de
Ladies
vous
and
inviter sur
gentlemen,
ce podium.
The vice president.
Son Excellence, Monsieur le Président de la République du Libéria,
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia,
Monsieur Joseph Nyoma Boakai,
Mr. Joseph Nyoma Boakai Sr.,
Monsieur le Directeur du programme des CAS,
and
Monsieur Dr. 10,
the Director of our CAS program,
et son collègue Dr. Brinkel,
and his colleague, Dr. Prinkin,
Madame la Ministre,
Madame the Minister,
honorables membres du gouvernement,
honorable members of the government,
chers délégués,
dear delegates,
et bonjour à vous tous.
good morning to all.
J'ai préparé mon discours en anglais, donc
I prepared my speech in English,
je vais essayer avec mon anglais pauvre
so I'm going to try with my poor English.
et vous allez m'excuser.
I'm so sorry if I had any mistakes.
It is With great honor and deep responsibility that I stand before you today,
C'est un honneur et très grande responsabilité que je m'arrête devant vous.
on behalf of the President of the Young Democrat Union of Africa, Marwa El Ansari,
Et au nom du président de YDUA, Marin et Assois,
and on Marwa El Ansari, and on behalf of our entire continental family,
et au nom de notre famille continentale,
to welcome you all to this important gathering.
de vous souhaiter la bienvenue à cet événement important.
First,
Premièrement,
allow me to express our sincere gratitude to the people and government of Liberia
permettez-moi d'exprimer mes sincères gratitudes et remerciements au gouvernement du Libéria
for hosting this forum.
et pour abriter ce forum.
Liberia is a nation whose democratic history
Et le Libéria est une nation qui est historiquement démocratique
and the resilience continue to inspire the African continent.
et leur résilience continue à inspirer le continent africain.
We are proud together here
Et donc nous sommes ici aujourd'hui ensemble
in this historic land
et sur cette terre historique
to reflect on the future of democracy and youth leadership in Africa.
pour présenter ou pour réfléchir sur l'avenir de la démocratie en Afrique.
This year's theme,
Et ce temps,
Waking the Giants,
réveiller le géant,
Youth-led Democracy and Africa's Third Revolution,
la démocratie dirigée par la jeunesse
could not be more timely.
et ne doit pas être ici sans cela.
The giants we speak of is Africa's youth,
Et le géant dont nous parlons ici, c'est la jeunesse africaine,
a generation full of energy,
la génération remplie d'énergie,
creativity,
de créativité
and courage.
et du courage.
A generation that is no longer waiting for permission to lead,
La génération qui n'attend plus de permission pour diriger
but is already shaping
et
The
elle est déjà
political-
transformée
the political, economic, and digital future of our continent.
le futur digital, économique, politique de notre continent.
Across Africa,
À travers l'Afrique.
we see young people demanding accountability,
Et nous voyons des jeunes gens qui demandent la redevance,
defending democratic values,
qui défendent les valeurs démocratiques
and using technology as a force for transformation.
et en utilisant la technologie en tant qu'aspect pour la transformation.
Throughout digital platform,
Et avec cela,
civic engagement has expanded.
ici, l'engagement civique.
Throughout innovation,
Et maintenant, en vous souhaitant,
barriers have been broken.
les barrières ont été brisées
Throughout courage,
par la pensée et le courage.
voices once ignored are now impossible to silence.
Les voix qui étaient une fois ignorées sont aujourd'hui entendues et vues.
But with this power comes responsibility.
Et cela est par la responsabilité.
Technology must not only connect us,
La technologie ne doit pas seulement nous connecter,
it must empower democracy.
elle doit aussi épanouir la démocratie.
It must strengthen transparency,
Ça doit garantir la redevabilité et la transparence.
protect freedom and expression,
Et aussi la liberté d'expression.
and promote inclusive governance.
Et promouvoir une gouvernance inclusive.
As young Democrats,
En tant que démocrate jeune,
we believe that democracy is not merely but elections,
et nous savons que la démocratie n'est pas un choix, mais une élection.
it is about justice,
C'est avec la justice,
participation,
la participation,
dignity,
la dignité
and opportunity.
et les opportunités.
And these values must remain
Et-
at the center of Africa's future.
Et donc, ces valeurs doivent demeurer en tant que centre de l'avenir africain.
This forum is therefore more than a conference.
Et donc ce forum est plus qu'une conférence.
It is a call to action,
C'est un appel à l'action
a call for young Africans
et un appel aux Africains jeunes
to unite across borders,
et à travers même au-delà des frontières,
exchange ideas,
ici étendre, échanger des idées
and build stronger democratic institutions for generations to come.
ici construire une institution démocratique forte pour la jeunesse à l'avenir.
To our leaders and partners present here,
Et à nos dirigeants et partenaires présents ici,
we say this.
c'est ça.
Invest in youth,
Et investissez en la jeunesse,
trust in youth,
accroître la jeunesse
and work with youth.
et travailler avec la jeunesse.
Because the future of Africa will not be built without us.
Parce que l'avenir de l'Afrique ne sera pas construit sans nous.
And to my fellow young leaders,
Maintenant, à mes chers frères leaders,
I say,
ceci,
this is our time.
c'est notre temps.
The time to rise,
Le temps de se lever,
to innovate,
d'innover
and to lead with courage and integrity.
et pour diriger avec courage et intégrité.
Together,
Ensemble,
let us wake the giants.
réveillons le géant.
Together,
Ensemble,
let us defend democracy.
défendons la démocratie.
Together,
Ensemble,
let us shape the Africa we deserve.
et construisons l'Afrique que nous désirons, ou nous sommes dignes d'avoir.
Thank you very much. God
Merci
bless
beaucoup.
Liberia.
Que Dieu bénisse le
God bless
Libéria,
Africa.
que Dieu bénisse l'Afrique.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President.
Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Vice-président.
So we received a communication that
Nous avons donc reçu un
the
communiqué
president of YDUA
que le président de YDUA
has a very brief message for us,
a donc un message brief.
which will be done online.
Ce sera donc via
Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia and leader of the Unity Party. Honorable Minister of Youth of the Republic of Liberia, Mrs. Cornelia Krua. Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, and members of the Diplomatic Corps. Your Excellency, Mr. Ambassador of the Kingdom of Morocco, Mr. Hussein Rahmouni. Representative of the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, CAS, Dr. Dix. Mr. Secretary General of DUA, Joy Ruben. Madam Chair of the YDU, Eva Dolova. Former President of YDUA, Mr. Ismail Kilia. Members of the Unity Party and the National Youth of the Unity Party. Board members of our dearest organization, YDUA. Delegates and members of our dearest organization, YDUA. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is with great regret that I've been able to join you for this edition of the YDUA Conference 2026 in Liberia, in Monrovia. Unfortunately, I am fully engaged in the preparations for our Istiqlal Youth Organization Congress, as well as the upcoming legislative elections scheduled for September. These major national milestones require extensive preparation, unwavering commitment, and a sustained effort to strengthen and mobilize our teams across the country. This responsibility is even more important in today's context, where political participation is facing growing skepticism and declining trust among young people across the world, and particularly on our African continent. We are witnessing an increasing disengagement of youth from political life. It is therefore our collective responsibility to restore confidence, inspire a new generation of leaders, and demonstrate that politics remains a powerful tool for positive change, democratic participation, and social progress. Although I cannot be with you in person, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to each one of you and wish our organization success for this year's conference. I have no doubt that your discussions will contribute meaningfully to advancing youth leadership and strengthening our shared commitment to democracy and development. That being said, it is with a great privilege and honor to address you today at the opening ceremony of the YDUA Conference 2026 in this beautiful city of Monrovia, the Republic of Liberia. At the outset, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our hosts, National Youth of Unity Party, for the warm welcome of all our members and excellent organization of this important gathering. I would also like to convey my sincere greetings and appreciation to His Excellency, Mr. President Joseph Numa Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia and leader of the Unity Party, under whose leadership Liberia continues to strengthen its democratic institutions and support youth participation in public life. I wish to express my deepest appreciation to the Honorable Minister of Youth of the Republic of Liberia for her distinguished presence and unwavering support. Your commitment to empowering young people and young women and strengthening cooperation among African nations is truly appreciated. Your participation adds great value to this conference and inspires us all to continue working together for a brighter future for Africa's youth. It is also an honor to extend my sincere thanks to His Excellency, the Ambassador of the Kingdom of Morocco, for all the efforts undertaken to the close coordination and his valuable presence. Your dedication, commitment, and continued support have played a significant role in the success of this initiative and in strengthening cooperation among African nations. I would like also to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, CAS, for its unwavering support in promoting democratic values, political dialogue, youth leadership, and international cooperation. The Foundation's commitment to empowering young leaders across Africa has made this conference possible and continues to strengthen democratic institutions for our continent. I also wish to sincerely thank the Unity Party of Liberia for its outstanding hospitality and commitment to making this conference a huge success. My special appreciation goes to the chairman of the National Youth of Unity Party, my dear friend and colleague, Melvin Cephas, whose dedication, professionalism, and tireless efforts in organizing this event demonstrate the important role that young political leaders play in strengthening democracy and shaping the future of Africa. Last, but certainly not least, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my fellow members of the YDUA board. Their dedication, commitment, and spirit of collaboration play a key role in advancing youth leadership, fostering African unity, and promoting meaningful cooperation across our continent, both at the national level within their respective countries and through their engagement within YDUA. Their continued efforts are a source of inspiration and a driving force for the empowerment of Africa's youth. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference brings together young political leaders from across all our continent with one common ambition: to strengthen democracy, promote peace, and build a prosperous Africa led by its youth. Today, we gather at a time when Africa is looking to its young generation with hope and confidence. More than ever, African youth are called upon to become agents of change, innovation, dialogue, and sustainable development. Our countries share a common commitment to African solidarity, regional cooperation, mutual respect, and sustainable development. Liberia, with its proud history and democratic values, continues to play an important role in promoting peace, reconciliation, and regional cooperation. In this context, Morocco, under the impulsion of Our Majesty the King Mohammed VI, has also emerged as an active and committed partner in advancing African unity and sustainable development. Through its South-South cooperation policy, Morocco has strengthened partnerships based on mutual respect, shared prosperity, and solidarity. As young leaders, we have a common responsibility to strengthen these bonds of friendship and cooperation. Our generation must build bridges instead of barriers, promote dialogue instead of division, transform our diversity into our greatest strength. The future of Africa depends on the energy, the creativity, and the determination of its youth. By investing in young people, encouraging innovation, and strengthening democratic participation, we are laying the foundation of a more peaceful, prosperous, and united Africa. I wish to our YDUA Conference 2026 every success and hope that our discussions over the coming days will result in meaningful partnerships, practical solutions, and concrete actions that will benefit young people across our beloved continent. Together, let us continue building an Africa where every young woman and every young man has the opportunity to contribute to the development of our nations and to the realization of the African dream. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Long live African unity, except in football. Long live the youth of Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President, for such a very inspiring speech. At this moment, we would like to call for special remarks.
Maintenant,
But before then, we would like to recognize His Excellency, the Ambassador of Morocco to Liberia. We want to say you how to recognize Your Excellency. We will now entertain a very brief remark from the YDUA representative, the Secretary General Joy Rubin. Ladies and gentlemen, the Secretary General for Democratic Union of Africa, Joy Rubin.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia, honorable ministers and members of Parliament, the President of the Young Democracy Union of Africa, representatives of the Konrad Adenauer Foundation, Dr. Holder Dix and his team, distinguished delegates, young leaders from across Africa, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warm greetings from the Chairperson of the Democracy Union of Africa, Honorable Louisa Atta Ag Yemang, who would have very much loved to be with us today. Unfortunately, due to prior commitments, she is unable to attend and has asked me to convey her best wishes for a successful and impactful forum. Ladies and gentlemen, there are defining moments in history when a generation is presented with the opportunity and indeed the responsibility to shape the destiny of its people. I believe Africa's young people stand at such a moment today. Africa is the youngest continent in the world, and more than 60% of its population under the age of 25. This is not merely a demographic statistic. It is one of Africa's greatest strategic advantages. However, demographics alone do not create prosperity or strengthen democracy. The future of our continent will ultimately be determined by the quality of leadership we nurture. The strength of our democratic institutions and the opportunities we create for young people to participate meaningfully in public life. For too long, young people have been described as the leaders of tomorrow. Yet, across Africa, young men and women are already leading today. They are building businesses, creating innovative solutions, driving civic engagement, influencing public policy, and transforming their communities. The real question before us is therefore not whether young people are capable of leading, it is whether our political systems, institutions, and parties are prepared to create a genuine pathway for the leadership to flourish. Democracy cannot thrive when the majority of the population remains on the margins of decision making. Young people must not only participate in elections, they must participate in governance. They must not only campaign for political parties, they must also find themselves around the tables where decisions are being made. Political parties, as the primary vehicles of democratic governance, must become true schools of leadership that intentionally identify, mentor, and prepare the next generation of public servants and political leaders. This is precisely why the Young Democracy Union of Africa, as the youth wing of the DUA, occupies such an important place within our union. YDUA provides young people with the opportunity to develop their leadership capacity, deepen their understanding of democratic governance, network, and prepare themselves for greater responsibilities within our member parties and public institutions. Indeed, the strength of this leadership pipeline to demonstrate by the fact that the local chairperson of the DUA, Honorable Louisa, herself once served as chairperson of YDUA. Her journey is a powerful reminder that YDUA is not simply a youth platform, it is an incubator of future continental leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, as we strengthen YDUA, we are equally committed to strengthening the broader institutional architecture of our union. Under the leadership of the chairperson, DUA has embarked on a deliberate effort to revitalize all its organs so that they can effectively advance our shared vision of democratic governance across Africa. In the coming months, we look forward to the reinstatement and restructuring of the DUA Women's Wing, which will provide a strong platform for women leaders within our member parties to collaborate, develop leadership capacity, and contribute even more meaningfully to democratic governance. The second defining feature of our generation is technology. We are living through a period in which technology is transforming politics, governance, communication, and civic participation at an unprecedented pace. Today, a young person with a smartphone can mobilize communities, influence national organizations and conversations, expose corruption, engage elected leaders, and contribute to democratic processes in ways that were unimaginable only a generation ago. Technology has expanded access to information, created new opportunities for civic engagement, and given young people powerful tools to organize and advocate for change. However, technology is not a substitute for leadership, nor is it a substitute for democratic values. The same platforms that strengthen democracy can also spread misinformation, deepen polarization, and erode public trust in institutions. Our responsibility, therefore, is not simply to embrace technology, but to ensure that technology serves democracy, promotes accountability, and expands opportunities rather than restricting them. Distinguished delegates, as we gather here in Liberia, a nation whose democratic journey reflects resilience, perseverance, and renewal, we are reminded that democracy is never guaranteed. Every generation must renew it, defend it, and strengthen it. When the history of this generation is written, may it be said that we chose leadership over complacency, innovation over stagnation, and democracy over being authoritative. May it be said that we understood our responsibility to strengthen democratic institutions and inspire a new generation of Africans to believe in freedom, accountability, and good governance. The giant we seek to awaken is not simply Africa's youthful population. It is Africa's democratic potential, Africa's innovative spirit, and Africa's collective capacity to shape its own destiny. Let us be the generation that awakens that giant. I thank you for your kind attention. God bless the Republic of Liberia. God bless the Young Democracy Union of Africa. God bless the Democracy Union of Africa. And may God bless our beloved continent, Africa. Arise, the giants of Africa, arise. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary General Jean Rubin, Democratic Union of Africa. At this moment, we'd like to call on a representation from the Unity Party for remarks. Any representative, Unity Party? Young people, you're not seeing man. You're not seeing man.
Good. Amanda. Amanda. Yo. The young people here. Yo. We are leading the church. Yo. Amanda. Africa, way too. Thank you. Sekwe Aluta. Mr. President, members of the platform, here I wear another garment, not as Minister of Youth and Sports, but representing the Unity Party as the highest, in the absence of the stand-up bearer, the highest ranking leader of the Unity Party, vice chair for Inter-Party and NEC Affairs. In that capacity, we want to welcome you all to Liberia and to this event. We want to thank the Congress for leading the charge in organizing this event. It is with great pride that all of us, members of the National Executive Committee of the Unity Party, see you pull off such important event, bringing young political leaders from several parties here in Liberia. And we're looking forward to continue to work with you to maintain this relationship with your colleagues from across Africa. It is important to see young people playing a meaningful role in politics, not just as those who chant the different battle cries, but to see today that you'll be discussing different issues that are affecting us and democracy in Africa. With that being said, we want to welcome you and we want to commit the Unity Party's full support to YDUA and all of the work that you do. Thank you.
You can fly on toilet. I'm going to poncho it. We want to say thank you, Madam Vice Chair, Inter-Party Affairs of the Evergreen Unity Party. I want to see so the former youth leader of the UPU. Yeah. So at this time, we'll call on our, for special remarks as well, we call on a representative from CAX, Dr. Roger Diggs. Doug, you are welcome.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Your Excellency, Madam Minister, honorable members of parliament, representatives of the Unity Party, YDUA Secretary General Joe Reuben, representatives of the diplomatic corps, I recognize the Ambassador of Morocco, dear members of the YDUA board, dear Stephanie Brinkel, my colleague and friend, representing the Konrad Adenauer Foundation in this region, dear YDUA members, dear guests. On behalf of the Konrad Adenauer Foundation, I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to this year's YDUA Forum, which is being held here in Liberia for the first time. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to you, Mr. President, the government of Liberia, and the leadership of the Unity Party for organizing this event here in Liberia and for your hospitality. The Unity Party's youth organization has done an excellent job of promoting this event to be done in Liberia, and I'm very pleased that the YDUA executive board has decided to bring YDUA to Monrovia. Colleagues, we are all aware that organizing this kind of events is hard, a lot of work. It involves a lot of work. However, I think it's good practice for young representatives of the YDUA and the Unity Party to prepare themselves for the hard work that awaits them as politicians. Being a top politician, and I'm sure, Mr. President, Madam Minister, you can confirm that, being a top politician is not just about red carpets and blue lights. Above all, it's a lot of work and a lot of organization. Ladies and gentlemen, the Konrad Adenauer Foundation, represented here by Stephanie Brinkel and myself, is a German political foundation that promotes democracy in Germany and around the world. Part of our work is directed towards political parties, such as Unity Party, and party alliances, such as YDUA. We are convinced that democracies are not possible without political parties. Unfortunately, however, we also observe that parties that fail to fulfill their mission can pose a threat to democracy. That is why we try to convey to the young politicians who participate in our events that as party members, they have a responsibility not only for their own political party, they have a responsibility for the stability of the democracy in their country and thus for the future of their country. The Konrad Adenauer Foundation invests heavily in professional development of young politicians. This is particularly important in Africa, where young people make up the majority of population. Now, Mr. President, I do not know how much familiar you are with German politicians, but Germany's first chancellor, Konrad Adenauer, when he got elected Chancellor of Germany after the Second World War, he was 73 years old. And then he served 14 years, so he left his job as leader of our government when he was 87. And to this day, until today, he is regarded as one of Germany's most popular politicians and best chancellors. Now, when the Konrad Adenauer Foundation advocates, particularly for young politicians, it is not because we think that young people make automatically better politicians. Young people do not make automatically better politicians. Experience is extremely important in politics. However, we also see that young people all over the world are distancing themselves from political parties, not only in Africa, we see that in Germany and Europe as well. They're choosing other forms of political participation, such as their work in non-governmental organizations, demonstrations, social media, other forms of political participation. But I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, if this trend continues, political parties will come more under pressure. And if political parties are coming under pressure, that is a threat for democracy. The Konrad Adenauer Foundation is therefore working worldwide to spark young people's interest in politics and political parties and to equip them with the skills needed for political work. Well-qualified young people are an essential part of politics, not because they are young, but because they are young and qualified. Ladies and gentlemen, the Konrad Adenauer Foundation shares the values of a political party represented in the German parliament, the Christian Democratic Union. The Konrad Adenauer Foundation also bases its international work on the values represented by the CDU. And we therefore cooperate quite often with partners and political parties that share our values. The Democracy Union of Africa and its youth organization, the YDUA, are among these actors, which is why we are very pleased to support their work. The Sub-Saharan Africa Political Dialogue Program, which I lead, has once again expanded its cooperation with DUA and with YDUA this year. So instead of having one activity with DUA, this year we will have 3 activities. The Secretary General mentioned already the Women's Forum in Namibia. We're going to support a DUA retreat, which will be done in Berlin, Germany, and we support, let's say, a mission of the DUA leadership in Africa in order to extend its membership. And our friends from YDUA know that we're supporting this one. Today, we already supported a training in Johannesburg a few weeks ago, and we are planning another activity. So we are really extending our activities. So, ladies and gentlemen, through our work, we hope to contribute to ensuring that Africa's future is a democratic one, and that these democracies will bring about lasting improvements in the lives of people on this continent. That is what democracy is about, improving the lives of the people on the continent. We also hope that events like this will help strengthen the networks of African Democrats and deepen the dialogue between Africa and Europe. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you a very successful forum.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can do better for Dr. Dees. Thank you so dearly. At this moment, we will entertain the cultural troupe who will demonstrate for us, some of the beauty associated with our tradition and culture in Liberia. So we'll ask the protocol to please allow the cultural troupe in. The cultural troupe.
Ma naika yo, lala kora karaka Wanaewa. Nengayo. Say yo. Oh, wanayo. The fourth performer will be the va. Egulea sananga yangamo. Songa wae sanekwa yange mae. Ya songa wa sanenga wanye mao. Sanenga wanye mao. So ya sanenga wanye mao. Sanenga wanye mao. Ya so ya sanenga wanye mao. Sanenga yango mao. Songa wa sanenga yango mao. Sanenga yango mae, sanenga yango mo, zonga wa 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 sanenga yango mae. Yo
Africa does not only have minerals, it has also talents.
Vraiment, ils nous ont distraits et ils ont un talent.
Madam Minister of Youth and Sports,
Madame la ministre de la Jeunesse et Sport,
members of the President's Cabinet,
les membres du cabinet du président
and other officials of government,
et autres officiels du gouvernement,
Mr. Ambassador of Morocco,
Messieurs l'ambassadeur du Maroc,
members of the Diplomatic Corps,
le corps diplomatique,
heads and representatives of international organizations accredited to
des chefs
Liberia,
et représentants des organisations internationales accréditées au Libéria,
Mr. Secretary General
Messieurs le secrétaire général
of the Democratic Union of Africa,
de l'Union démocratique de l'Afrique,
Mr. Representative of the Konrad Adenauer
Messieurs
Foundation,
le représentant de Konrad Adenauer Foundation,
Mr. Vice President
Messieurs le vice-président
of the Young Democracy Union of Africa and members of your entourage,
de l'Union des jeunes démocrates de l'Afrique, YDUA,
leaders and delegates from member states of the Young Democracy Union of Africa,
leaders et délégués des pays membres des pays de l'Afrique de l'Ouest ou l'Afrique,
Mr. Chairman and members of the National Youth Congress of the Unity Party,
Monsieur le Président du Congrès national de Unity Party
other invited guests,
et chers invités,
members of the electronic and print media,
les membres des médias,
distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
mesdames et messieurs,
It is my pleasing duty at this time
et c'est de mon devoir en ce moment
to present to you
de vous présenter
His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai
Son
Sr.,
Excellence Joseph Numa Boakai Senior,
President of the
Président
Republic of Liberia,
de la République du Libéria,
who will deliver the keynote address.
qui va nous faire son discours.
Good morning. I'm still in the morning. Good morning, all. Please have your seats. But this is working, right? The President of the Young Democracy Union of Africa, representative of the Konrad Adenauer Foundation, yeah, the leaders of the Unity Party, including the chairman who is out of the country, the youth chair, Sifas, our officials of government here, distinguished officials of government, distinguished youth leaders from across Africa. We want to thank you and welcome you. We want to welcome members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives of civil society, academia, development partners, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to extend warm Liberian welcome to all our distinguished guests from across Africa and beyond, attending the 2026 Young Democracy Union of Africa. At this moment, I'd like to, on the basis of information and what we've seen, to stand for a moment of silence for the tragedy in Ghana at the moment, the flood and the loss of lives, and wherever in Africa, just a moment of silence in the name of the Father, Son, and the blessed Holy Spirit. Amen. Please have your seat. I want to congratulate the Young Democratic Union of Africa and the Conrad Adenauer Foundation and our host partner, the Unity Party National Youth Congress, for organizing this timely gathering. This conference comes at a defining moment for our continent. Africa is experiencing rapid political, economic, and technological change. Across our continent, young people are demanding greater participation in governance, while technology is reshaping the way societies learn, communicate, conduct business, and deliver public service. Fellow Liberians, ladies and gentlemen, Liberia's story over the past 2 decades is one steeped in the power of human spirit, the will to gather and mend what has been broken. Following years of our civil conflict, Liberians made a decision that we will never again resolve our differences through violence. For more than 2 decades since the end of the conflict, we have strengthened legitimate politics as the only acceptable channel for political competition, peaceful settlement of disputes, and democratic governance. The successful conduct of successful government and democracy, elections, and peaceful transfer of powers since 2006, and until then, the first time since 1944, is an achievement every Liberian should celebrate with pride. Our young people in particular should take pride in this accomplishment. The youth of Liberia have been an integral part of our democratic awakening. They have participated as voters, election observers, civic educators, community organizers, political activists, and emerging leaders. They have demonstrated that democracy flourishes when young people participate responsibly in shaping the future of their country. My government remains fully committed to the preserving and strengthening of these democratic gains because democracy is an integral part of people-centered development. The decision to host this continental conference in Monrovia has affirmed Liberia's renewed place within the community of nations, democratic nations, and its history as the arrowhead of African liberation and freedom. The Liberia you see today is recognized as a peaceful democracy and a responsible member of the international community. Member of the international community because of deliberate choices, deliberate reforms, and deliberate leadership. Those efforts have earned our country increasing international confidence, leading Liberia's overwhelming election as the non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. Ladies and gentlemen, the themes of this conference, Waking the Giant, Youth-Led Democracy, and Africa's Technology Revolution, captures one of the defining challenges and opportunities of this generation. It recognizes a simple but profound truth. The future of Africa will be determined largely by its young people. The giant referred to in this theme is Africa's youth. Current estimates indicate that Africa has the youngest population in the world, with between 60 to 70% of its people under 30. By the year 2030, Africans are expected to constitute approximately 42% of the global youth population. No continent has a greater demographic advantage, and the question before us is not whether Africa has the human potential to transform remarkably and compete globally. The real question is whether we will awaken that potential. The first responsibility of this generation is to lead Africa's democratic revolution, and Liberia's experience offers an important lesson. Our democratic credentials did not emerge by chance. They were built through the conscious participation of citizens who rejected violence, embraced constitutional governance, and committed themselves to the democratic values. So young Liberians have played a central role in this journey. That experience demonstrates that democracy becomes stronger when young people are not spectators, but active participants. When they vote, organize peacefully, engage in constructive debates, hold together and hold their leaders accountable, contest elections, defend constitutional values, and contribute meaningfully to public policy. The future of democracy in Africa will therefore depend largely on leadership. Leadership with integrity, active participation of the youth is extreme necessity. But democracy alone is not enough. The same generation that safeguards Africa's democracy must also lead Africa's technological revolution. Globalization and technological advancement are fundamentally reshaping economies around the world. Artificial intelligence, digital innovation, financial technology, data science, robotics, renewable energy, biotechnology, and digital communications are redefining our global competitiveness. Africa cannot afford to remain a consumer of these innovations. Our young people must become creators, innovators, entrepreneurs, and solution partners. This is where the second part of this conference theme becomes especially important. Technology is ever expanding beyond what we have known for decades. It is the cutting edge. It is transforming agriculture, healthcare, education, commerce, manufacturing, governance, and every aspect of our lives. Agriculture, for example, remains the backbone of Liberia's economy, employing more than 60% of our people. For our young people and youthful population, it represents enormous opportunity for agribusiness, food processing, value addition, and exports. Yet agriculture itself is being transformed by precision farming, digital platforms, artificial intelligence, climate-smart technologies, and improved access to finance and market. The same opportunity exists in education, healthcare, manufacturing, financial technology, tourism, renewable energy, and creative industry. If we invest in technology and research, our youth will both participate in and shape the global digital economy. This is the giant we must awaken. Our esteemed youth who are here participating, ladies and gentlemen, in Liberia, more than half of our population is under the age of 25. We therefore recognize that our youth is both the present and the future of our country. Yet, 179 years after independence, Liberia is still striving to become the prosperous nation envisioned by those who laid the foundation. This reality imposes profound responsibility on this generation. Our youth must seize current opportunities to become active partners in the national development, must become the architects of the Liberia that Africa you wish to inherit. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, perhaps one of the most greatest tragedies confronting Africa today is the growing number of young people who believe that opportunity exists only beyond our shores. Every year, many undertake dangerous journeys across the Sahara Desert and treacherous waters in search of better lives elsewhere. Far too many have never returned. Far too many never arrive. This should be the concern that African leaders should have. Africa is richly endowed. There is no reason our brightest and young people should feel compelled to risk their lives in such of opportunities we can create for them here. Our responsibility as leaders is to build societies where our young people choose to stay because they believe in Africa's future. That means creating the enabling environment for them. The youth should be the drivers of Africa's transformation. We owe it to them to give them hope in their countries. So, as you begin your deliberation over the coming days, I'd like to encourage you to think boldly, debate, and recommend practical solutions that strengthen democracy, promote technology innovation, expand youth participation, and deepen partnership across the continent. If you succeed in awakening the giant that is in Africa's youth, there will be no limit to what this continent can achieve. So I want to say, may this conference inspire a new generation of young Africans to lead our continent toward greater democracy, innovation, prosperity, and peace. It is now my honor, after making this statement, to declare the 2026 Young Democracy Union of African Conference officially open And we want to thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be there. Let me, on behalf of the Board of the Young Democratic Union of Africa, thank the President of Liberia for gracing this occasion. We all know in Africa, it's difficult to get a seated president, but to have the Liberian president here today, it demonstrates his support to young people. And I will invite the Secretary General of the Board, who will present a certificate of honor to the President for opening this conference.
Okay, it's my honor and great pleasure to invite the President here to come and receive their gift. Thank you. Okay. Mr. President, thank you for honoring our invite. We are so honored to have you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mr. President. You may be seated. We'll ask you for one more favor. But before we ask for that favor, we want to call Atimo, who will then thank Dr. Dix, who has been mentoring a lot of young people across Africa, to present a certificate to him.
I'd like to thank Dr. Dix for holding the hands of very many young Africans. And in that regard, I'd like to give you this certificate of appreciation and continue to affirm you that we do not take you for granted. We are deeply honored and grateful to walk this journey with you. Thank you.
Thank you. And before we go for our coffee break, Mr. President, we want to ask you for a photo shoot. Photo section, inferior section will start with the YDUA Bowl, and the delegates of YDUA from across Africa will join. Then we'll have the Liberian delegates to join us. So we want the photographers to please arrange this for us. We will start with the platform guests. So we invite the platform guests to please come for the photo section. Platform guests with the president to do a photo with the president. Come. In the middle. Get in the middle, yeah. Distinguish him in the middle. Where's your souvenir item? The cap. Your cap. Please be wearing your cap to come in for the photo session. Board members, please join. YDUA board member, please join. Come. Our foreign delegates, please join. All our foreign delegates. Yeah, all our foreign delegates. Just watch. Don't stand in front of the president. You can go to the back if you tall. All our foreign delegates. Yeah. All our foreign delegates. Yeah, no problem. Please, all of you who got cap on, Liberian delegates, please keep your cap on because when we call, we wouldn't have time for that. Get everybody in? Liberian delegate. So please, let's retire so the Liberian delegates can come with the photo session with the president. Please, that be fast, please. Come in, please. Please be fast, Liberian delegates, be fast. Go to the back. Okay, let's do female. Only female for now, then later we'll do males. Only females for now, please. Only females. Okay. Okay, please, it's okay now. Please, it's okay. So all of please sit down. Please. Please wear your cap. Okay, please sit down, please. We'll find another way. Just sit in your seat and wear your cap. Sit in your seat and wear your cap.
Someone is standing on my chair.
Thank you. So we'll ask you to take your seat and the president will take a seat. We'll do it another way when you're going. Please, thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
If the rest of the some more right here, or say your own break, they can assemble.
Comrades, let's go outside and arrange ourselves since we are on coffee break. Check who wants to arrange ourselves. When the president leaving, he will stay and we'll do the group photo. Please, everybody. Please, let's be fast.
Don't listen to that. It's not possible. It's not possible. Okay, we'll do our group photo for our conference president. Yeah, you can do that.
So let's do our group photo outside, please.
Yeah, they'll come.
Please, let's be fast now, please. Please, let's be fast. Fast, please.
What do you say?